On October 26, 1939, significant political and military developments were underway as Nazi Germany consolidated its control over territories occupied during the invasion of Poland. The events of this day highlighted Germany's growing ambitions and how the Nazi regime began implementing administrative changes to enforce its dominance. Military events. The annexation of Polish territories. One of the key events on October 26 was Germany's formal annexation of several former Polish regions, including Upper Silesia, West Prussia, Pomerania, Poznan, Ciechanów, Zichanów, parts of Lodz, and the Free City of Danzig. The remaining part of German-occupied Poland was organized under what would be known as the General Government. This region would serve as an administrative unit for the territories that were not annexed directly into the Reich. Under the leadership of Hans Frank, the General Government was established as a means to control the local population and further implement Nazi policies of racial segregation and exploitation. There were no significant ground or naval battles reported on this day, but the annexation itself was a strategic victory for Nazi Germany, further solidifying its foothold in Eastern Europe. The reorganization of Polish territories also marked a significant milestone in Germany's long-term plans for occupation and control. Diplomatic and geopolitical developments. Forced labor decrees and German policies. Alongside the annexation, the Nazi regime issued a forced labor decree on October 26, targeting Polish Jews aged 14 to 60. This decree required Jewish individuals in the annexed territories to perform forced labor under harsh conditions. This was one of the early steps in what would eventually become the full-scale persecution of Jews and other minority groups in the Nazi-occupied territories. The annexation and forced labor decrees sent shockwaves through the international community. While Germany claimed these moves were essential for its territorial security, the rest of Europe, especially neutral countries, viewed them with growing alarm. However, these developments also demonstrated the effectiveness of Germany's administrative and military strategies, which aimed at swiftly integrating annexed territories into the Nazi war machine. International reactions and media coverage. In Britain, The Times reported extensively on the annexation, emphasizing the scale of Germany's territorial gains and the implications for Eastern Europe. The British press expressed concerns over Germany's growing influence, particularly as the forced labor policies were seen as evidence of Germany's harsh occupation tactics. In the United States, the New York Times covered the annexation, with attention given to the Nazi regime's rapid expansion and its implications for U.S. foreign policy. Isolationist sentiment in the U.S. remained strong, but there was growing public debate about whether the country could continue to remain neutral as Germany's aggressive moves became more apparent. Projections. The impact of October 26 on the future of the war. The annexation of Polish territories on October 26, 1939, marked a critical moment in the early stages of World War II. The establishment of the General Government set the stage for the systematic exploitation and oppression of the Polish population, particularly Jews. In the coming months, the Nazi regime would continue to expand its control over Eastern Europe, implementing increasingly brutal policies. The international community's reaction to these events also suggested that the war was far from over, as Germany's ambitions extended well beyond the annexed territories.